Hey guys, so today we're here with Eturn, one of Orlando's hottest artists, and I had to interview her today because of her video that came out earlier this week, right?
Yes, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like 4 days ago.
If you haven't seen it yet, I'll put the link in the description so you can go check it out. It's called Come Close with DJ SPS, right?
Yes.
It's just awesome, and it intrigued me because it got me to thinking about women in hip-hop in general, because the video was actually really deep. So you guys have to see it for yourselves. But it got me thinking about the way women are portrayed in the rap game. It's so hard for a woman to come out and just be like respected off that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I feel like you do that really well, like with your lyrics and the way you just carry yourselves. So what is your take on?
For example, Nicki Minaj is definitely seen as like a sex symbol, which I don't think it's necessarily bad for a woman who's in the industry to be sexy. But I think there's a difference between being sexy and being raunchy and feeling like you have to overexpose your body to where you can be famous and to where people will pay attention to you. So I think that's a big thing that comes with my artistry is like, I want to make sure I'm good enough to where I don't need to do any of that. I want to make sure that I can shine just through my lyrics and I can touch people in different ways. And I sometimes like to be straight up, like, I'm not obviously a skinny chick, so sometimes I'm like, you know, oh, I wish I could like fit into different clothes and things like that. But at the same time, I'm kind of happy that I'm the way I am right now, because especially while I'm like coming up, because it gives people can overlook this and just listen.
That's true.
And be able to, you know what I'm saying, judge based on my talent and the music.
Do you feel like there's a defined line for how women act on the underground side versus like mainstream?
I think there is a little bit of both of those, like cookie cutter, you should be this in both scenes of hip hop. Like I'll see some videos or whatever, some female MCs in the underground world or whatever that's, I feel like they may not be being themselves either. They may be like trying to fit a mold of like backpack rapper, like.
Okay.
So I do feel like that does dig into the underground scene as well, or that does touch into that. But for the most part, I would say the mainstream is what I see as like them molding them into something that they're not. They're like a character. It's like a gimmick. A lot of women in the mainstream side of hip hop talk about a lot of sexual things, talk about drinking and getting drunk and partying and, you know, going home with this dude, going home with that dude, and looking for like a certain type of person. Whereas in the underground world, there's a lot more conscious stuff where people are talking about their lives and the pain they go through and positivity too, like looking for a better day, looking to live a better life, looking to be a better person.
Mm-hmm.
But don't get it twisted. Like I think that in the underground world, there is still a lot of what is talked about in the mainstream that is in the underground.
I don't know what your goal is, like far off 5 years from now, but say that you make it so big that it's like the industry, you know, you're on the line, and it's like you keep your style that you started with, or what if somebody tries to come in and change and make you this whole thing?
Right, I get what you're saying. I think about that a lot because I know that money speaks volumes. It's hard being somebody that's been doing music so long and really wanting to make it their whole life and actually starting to get like, you know, recognition now and thinking about that happening. It would be a hard thing to be like, I'm gonna turn down all that money or whatever that you're gonna front to me because I don't wanna, you know, because I wanna just stay true to myself and I don't wanna do what you want me to do. That's a hard thing, and I get why people do it. But the thing is that from what I've heard, from what I know, you still kind of get screwed over with the major labels. They front you all this money and then you pretty much, they own you. Like you owe them all that money and then they take all these percentages of exactly of what you get, and then you're still like kind of forced to be a certain way, and if you want to like steer away from that, they might drop you. So I think ideally what I want is I want to stay independent. That's the way you will make the best, you know, the most amount of money in your career anyway.
True, very true.
And then it goes back to the root of it all. It's not about the money. It's about doing something in your life that you love to do. I feel like what's fed to our youth on the radio is garbage. I'll say that straight up. It's garbage. So I'm hoping that the mainstream eventually one day becomes, you know, pushing positivity and consciousness and being conscious of being a respectable woman.
Who do you look to, or what do you look to for inspiration?
I definitely look to my parents, my older brother. I'm not really religious. I'm spiritual. I do believe in God. I pray and things like that. So my God would definitely be an inspiration in my life. Just anyone who's really trying to be better and push towards a better future for our youth and our world and our culture of hip hop. As far as an MC, someone that really inspires me is Pharoah Monch. Like, he's a crazy MC. Swanberger, who I'm a part of his label, Second Subject Recordings, of course you know. He's so super dope too. He inspires me every day on the rhyming tip, on the rapping tip. And I guess a woman in hip hop that inspires me would definitely be Bahamadia and Jean Grey. And of course Lauryn Hill. She's a legend. She's amazing. She can sing and rap, which is like what I do too. So
just to end it on a high note, because I was there and I saw how fabulous this was, you got to get in a cypher with KRS One not too long ago. So how was that to vibe with the legend?
That was awesome. I was a little bit irritated at first with like the venue, the choice of venue and things like that, because the sound was all messed up, and I'm like,
and the promotion
was terrible, and I was like, man, there should be so many more people at a KRS One show. Like, I had more people at my album release than was at a KRS One show. Like, that's nuts. But my manager was like, don't leave, because he was starting ciphers like all over the venue. He ended up just not even performing on stage. Like, he was just in the crowd the whole time.
I know.
It's crazy, but it worked out, and he made it work, and he's so awesome. That's the first time I've seen him live.
Me too.
Yeah, and I was very impressed with how he carried himself and just kept the show going, even though the sound was crazy.
No.
So then he started a cypher. My manager was like, you better get up in there. And I'm so glad I stayed. I stuck around, and I'm so glad that everyone was like, all my people were around, and they were just pushing me like, get in there, get in there.
Yeah, man, it was rough. It was like people everywhere. I'm like,
yeah.
Man, because I told my husband to get in there, and he was just like, I can't move. I can't move.
It was crazy. I was boxing people. And I'm like,
I'm so glad, because you represented, especially not only for Orlando, but for the ladies. I was like, yes.
Thank you. Yeah, and it was amazing. Like, my manager caught him on camera, just like, I'm like, yes, and he like gave me a hug after and gave me mad props. And I found out that he mentioned me again backstage, so that was really awesome. I'm getting hyped just thinking about it. But it was a great experience.
And what perfect timing right before the
album release.
Yeah. And the video is just like rolling. So
yeah.
Congrats to you for that.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to wrap it here. It's been Eturn. I'm going to put all the links where you can go check her out. If you want to shout out anybody or anything, go ahead.
Basically just dropped the album Dark Trust, released on Second Subject Recordings. Myself and DJ SPS dropped that album, and you can get it on eturnmusic.com. You can follow me on Twitter at eturnmusic. Follow me on Twitter. And I'm going on tour, a West Coast tour with my group, Beautiful Chorus. I'm also doing like a little mini solo tour on the way up there, so check for that. I'll keep you guys updated on my website and on my Facebook, which is Eturn Music Fan. Yeah.
All right, guys. That's it. Till next time.